Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to Trading Made Easy right here on YouTube. I'm certainly glad that you found yourself here. Today is Monday at 2 a.m. So we coming from Sunday into Monday at 2 a.m. and I could not sleep. So I thought it was a great time to just take a look at the charts and see what price is doing. Great training opportunity that I wanted to share with you all. So, my whole brand, if you will, and the way that I look at the market is in a very simple, easy manner, right? I remove a lot of the fluff, a lot of the technical aspects that go into trading and just really get down to what we need to see now, right? Now, let me just let you know before I begin, I do in-depth training. I do break things down. I don't leave any stone unturned inside of my trading community, my 20 pip trading community. We train in depth and we get a very broad understanding of market structure. And then, of course, we just break it down to its simplest form. So on my channel here, you're going to get the simplest form. If you desire more in-depth training where you can work closer to me in a training environment, by all means, just access the links that I'm going to put into the description of this video. And subscribe, right? Subscribe to the channel because what I will provide will be very, very useful to your trading journey. So make sure you subscribe, like the channel, the video if you liked it. If you want to stay close, subscribe, and all of that great stuff. So let's take a look at GJ. By the way, for those of you that do not know, I only trade GJ. I have my training plan that's constructed based on GJ. Again, all of that other stuff you'll get inside of my community. But nevertheless, analysis is analysis, trade market structure is market structure. So I'm on the daily right now. And so I want to see what is going on with GJ, right? So one of the first things I want to do is just kind of identify where price is, how did price get to this point? Always look left, right? And one of the things that I always emphasize is key levels of support and resistance, right? We have to identify key levels of structure. Where did price stop and turn around? And so when you identify that, you always want to drop a line. So when I look at where I am here on the daily and I look left, pretty much we're around the same area. So I'm going to look a little beyond this area here to determine where did price stop and turn around? How did we get here? That's the question. So when I look left, I see where price came down here. Well, actually, it came up at this point, it stopped, and then it began its way down. So I'm going to drop a line here. So now I've just identified my key area of resistance. One of the things that I always emphasize as well is that you want to make sure that your structure is structurally sound. You don't want to just be dropping lines all over the place and it has no structure behind it. And it does. So when we look left of this area, we see that price reacted and responded from this price point area in the past. As you can see that, support and resistance. So it's structurally sound. I'm going to do the same thing for my support level relative to my active or current candle. Where did price stop and turn around? Once I've identified that, I'm going to drop a line. I can't tell you how important that is when you are identifying your structure. Okay. This is good stuff, guys. Okay, so price came down here. It stopped. It turned around. I drop a line. Is it structurally sound? Look left. Yeah, price came, stopped, pulled up. Price came, wicked here, pushed up. Actually, was resistance here, pushed down, played around in here. And if I look further back, you'll see that price responded to these areas in the past as well. So we've identified our key area of support and resistance. Now, one of the things that I like to also do, and you want to get used to using your trend lines and your horizontals, is you want to see you want to isolate price, if you will, right? So I like to draw a trend line because what that does tells me on the daily is that price is still is going up, right? Is bullish, right? So we have a bullish move here. And though we have our bearish candles here, it's still bullish because why? It did not break our trend line. Once price breaks this trend line, retests the low, then price is communicating to me that it may want to continue in a bearish motion. Right now, that's not what it's saying. So what we're looking at is a bullish move. Now, because we're on the daily, now one of the things that my program is a scalping program. It's a 20 pip, 20 to 25 pip program. And that's what I do. I train my eye to capture 20 to 25 pips within the structure that I've identified. And that's going very, very well. Again, the links is in the description. So what I want to point out is that the candle, this active candle, is bearish at this time. It has not broken, right? The trend line. So based on what I'm looking at right now, price is going to bounce off of this structure. If it doesn't break it, if it doesn't break below, then it's going to go above. It's one of the two things. If it doesn't break up below, it's going to go above, right? And so we've identified that. Now what I want to do is I want to go down to my 4-hour, and everything is pretty much going to be the same on the 4-hour, right? We didn't break structure on the daily, and we won't break it on the 4-hour, okay? So we're at a level of support. Got to get this. We're at a level of support. Why support, right? Because we haven't broken below our trend line. So we're at this level here. We're bouncing or close to the trend line. When we look left, we want to see the price respond the same. And it did, right? And it's okay to make adjustments to your lines when you drop down, your different time frames. And as you can see, price played around in this area, played around, didn't come that close, but it reacted, right? So now we're closer, but we still haven't broken. So at this point, this is considered to be support, okay? Because if it does not break it, then this is a support level and it'll bounce back up, right? And so that's what we're looking at on the 4-hour. So because we've identified that price overall is still is bullish, and right now price is in a correction, right? And it's at a level of support to the trend line. That's what we've just assessed. And it's very important that you assess price, analyze price, so that you'll know when you get to a point of entry, you'll know exactly where you need to be entering at. You don't really know that very well if you don't know where price is, what price is doing, where are you in price. That's the first um, uh, uh, course of action you want to take, is to identify what is price doing. What is price doing, so that you can position yourself for a proper entry. So let's drop down to the 1-hour. Okay, so on the 1-hour, so based on what price is doing, we should be looking for a potential buy. A potential buy. Now, if price breaks this trend line, we have to reassess. At this point, we should be looking for a potential buy. Now, what I do at this point is I will want to start looking for an engulfing candle. I want to start looking for an engulfing candle. And if I'm looking to buy, I want to look for a bullish engulfing candle. I want to buy where buyers are. That's very important. Buy where buyers are and sell where sellers are. That's important because if you're buying, you want the volatility of bullish movement. You want the volatility of bullish movement. So it's very important that you identify where buyers are at. Make sense? Okay, so let's do that. Let's look for this is where I like to identify my zones. This is how you get a really tight entry, a good entry where volatility is. That's the key. You don't want to enter into a trade, a buy when there are more sellers in the area than buyers. Okay, so bullish engulfing candle is what I'm looking for. Bullish engulfing candle is what I'm looking for. So I see a bullish engulfing candle here, and I want to stay relatively close to current price as well. Okay, I see a bullish engulfing candle here. So what I'm gonna do, let's go here. Remember, you want to stay relatively close to current price. Okay, and I am going to change the color because that's how my brain works. If we are looking to buy, I want that to be green. Okay. So now I've just identified a what? A buy zone. Anywhere in here will be good. Now, when I have a good distance, I'm giving you all the little tips and tricks that I use to get a really good entry and increase my profit potential. And it works. We do very, very well. So from the high and low of this structure, I just identified as 42. So I like to go 50% of that. So 50% of 42 is what, 21, somewhere around in there, right? And you'll find that that would even line up with structure. So we're looking at somewhere around in this area, right? So what I do at this point is I draw a horizontal. Somewhere around in this area is my 50%, and that's good. Okay. So now this will become my optimal entry. Anywhere in here is fine, but my optimal entry would be at this 50% area for a buy. And that, my friend, is how you identify a really concise, strategically sound entry point. That's the key. I find that most people that are frustrated in the market is due to an ineffective trading plan that leads to an inaccurate entry for your position. So hopefully this has helped. Again, for detailed training, instructions, tips, and tricks that we use in the community to profit consistently, you definitely want to hit the link. If you're a frustrated trader, you definitely want to be connected so that I can show you is because you're